Ooh, we are here. We are doing it. What's up, Justin? My ride or die, dude. What is up, everybody? Oh, hello, Two Wheel Pines. Hello, everybody in the chat. We do have chat on. I can see you. It only stays on screen for a brief amount of time and then pops away. So feel free to chat away. It's what News Dump is all about. Welcome back to MURKradio, guys. Did you guys have a good 4th of July? I hope you did. It's been a weird day at the MURKradio camp, let me tell you. Lux seemed to feel a little under the weather. She's working. I thought I had work. I don't have work today, so that's awesome. And my son fractured his arm, so shout out my little dude. I am so sorry. The worst. The worst. A little bit of an accident on 4th of July, you know, while out at the park. Which, the park he was at, he's one of many in our bloodline to probably mess himself up there. I know I've messed myself up there, poor guy. Man, you remember that first sprain, that first break, that first major pinnacle of pain in your life? The first time you really like, oh, this is pain. That's how he's got to be feeling. Yeah, right, Two Wheel. Yeah. Shut up, baby mama. Baby mama's holding it down, taking care of him. Pride Month is over, but that doesn't mean we still can't be happy and upset. I'm a straight male, but an ally, always. An ally here at MURKradio. I know my homie Justin is. I know Chief is. And I don't have to speak for everybody else here at MURKradio because most of you are female. And yeah, I want to continue to let you guys know before we go into this hella triggering stream today, because we're going to get into stuff today that, you know, real alarming, real horrible. I'm going to be honest about my feelings on things like gun control. It'll be divisive. But the news is the news, and we follow the news here. So we're going to get into it. The headlines today, you know, are Highland Park, Kenosha, and a wildfire. So there's, you know, who... It's rough when I'm more excited to get toward the end of covering the news so I can talk about a wildfire as opposed to everything else, which is just human violence. Again, trigger warning, everybody out there. We're going to get into Highland Park and Kenosha. We're going to watch the coverage on some of it. We're not going to get into anything graphic visually. And our feelings are going to be our feelings. Let's hang out. Man, had a... Not, you know, 4th of July, it was the 3rd of July where I really think I threw down this weekend, guys. I'm a bit tired. As you guys know, I am a recovered alcoholic. I'm sober. Quick confession, I've been having the occasional drink when I go out. Only rarely, probably once a month for the last couple of months. But July 3rd, I really got down. There was an emo night. By got down, I mean I had a Jack and Coke. That's how I get down now. But don't let me opening up about my personal life upset or deter any of you sober living individuals. I very much admire you, and some of you, I understand, will never be at a point where you can live even comfortably having a drink once a month. You know, my health is my health, and the drinking's not, you know, an issue. I normally keep it incredibly light, even if I feel like pushing for more, which I definitely did the 3rd, so I'm proud of myself. You know, I work at places with bars. I have to be in the environment, and I've really gotten used to it. What up, Debbie? How is the UK doing? Uh, how is the UK doing? We just celebrated our independence from the crown. I want to hear from my UK Murkies. Because honestly, we don't deserve. America doesn't deserve a birthday this year, and we might as well go back. Like, I believe we watched Game of Thrones, Lux and I, through a good chunk of the 4th. Took it real easy. You know, really took our recoup days. It's rare that in our line of work things are dead, and things have been dead, and it's been nice. Actually able to kind of kick back. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what happened here, incredibly sad. We're going to go into it. I'm going to try to keep things somewhat light even through it, though. You know, our thing here is find the light in humanity where we can. So it's an interesting hurdle for today, this particular news cycle, but we're going to get through it together. And that's what it's all about. My word. It rained here on the 4th. In the desert. I'm in the desert, and it rained here. I can't believe it happened. I might open this window up. The room's looking a little wild lately. Everything's Gucci in the UK. Yeah, see, there's something going on here. And you know, you conspiracy nuts out there, again, we're going to get into we're getting into human violence, so feel free to hop on the conspiracy train. I don't care. Feel how you feel about that. Are these a psyop? Probably not. Am I gonna roast what the criminals look like? Yeah. Welcome to MURKradio. I'm gonna probably make fun of what the obvious villain looks like. It's a toxic thing I do. Trigger warning. I'm gonna make fun of meth heads when I see him. If you look all meth heady, I'll probably make fun of you on the stream if you're on the news. Just saying. Living life in Chicago, says Graph. Hell yeah. I forget what part of you Southside Chicago. Where you at in Chicago? The Southside's rough. I heard it's gotten pretty rough lately. Protests on fuel prices, Debbie. The 3rd, there was another. We have basically every other night or every weekend here a protest over the Roe v. Wade situation. Which, yes, ladies, yes. Protest, be mad, be angry. Gotta fight. And that in this situation, unfortunately, protest, vote angry. I think that's what they, are hoping for this round. I genuinely think voting angry is what got Biden in. So be careful of that. But nobody's going to vote Biden again, I would imagine. I don't know any of us, any fellow libs that are still down for Biden. That's in a historically low approval rating. But what a John Adams-esque presidency. Obama shows up and we're like, can we just give it back to him? Please? I'm done with Biden. Just give Obama Biden's script and we'll just call him Biden. He just does the reading. He does need somebody to just read. Yeah, right. Scott, all of my fellow liberals. I don't know anybody that's like gonna vote for him or excited to vote for that dude. There's nothing to be excited for with that guy. Hello, you Murkies filing in. Quick reminder, we're trying to hit Twitch affiliate. I just need a few people, if you happen to have a Twitch account, to pop over and watch this exact live stream on the MURKradio Twitch. We can get 3-4 in there. interacting. I'll see your chats here too. I got the multi-stream up. It'll still pop up live. Twitch is better quality. Check it out. But I'm trying to hit Twitch affiliate, and I'm almost there, gang. Almost there. Got rated playing Star Trek Online the other night, and that really helped. So shout out everybody who's here for Star Trek. Never thought I'd have people showing up for Star Trek. But dude, since the hiatus, I've done a god-awful lot of talking Trek. So, Trek talk. Scott says he's more of an anarchist. Yeah, you know, I believe that's a common element here. I believe we're all pacifists in nature, everybody that's hung around at MURKradio. I'm aggressive. I can be coarse. But other than, you know, myself personally, like, yeah, this level of violence feels crazy. And again, anytime there's this level of violence peaking, conspiracy, and rightfully so. You're right to feel that way, guys. Ooh. Scott just got the Blu-ray of Wrath of Khan. Shout out, Scott. Let me tell you right now, Wrath of Khan's great. Just watched it with Lux for Lux's first time watching Wrath of Khan. It's, you know, here's how hard it holds up. Lux, who is a new Trek, she's a new Trekker. You know, she's part of this new generation of Trekkers, so started with Discovery and then kind of built it in, right? There's elements of body horror and suspense in that film that managed to resonate to a new Trekker. That film holds up, dude. Wrath of Khan holds up. The motion picture, I just saw the most recent remastered re-release where the one of the production designers said that this is the first time I've ever seen this film completed. It's still bad. It's still bad. Man, the motion picture, just a hard watch. It's pretty. It's just a hard watch. This new remastered version is gorgeous. Like 4K. It's like they shot it on Desilu color. It's beautiful. It's like it's beautiful. But it's not a good movie. At all. It doesn't hold up at all. They graphically fixed some of this shots in motion picture too, but yeah. So shout out you Trekkers. What's up, dude? Peace and long life. I'm glad you guys are here. Blah, if you're a Klingon. I don't know why a Klingon would hang out with somebody who is so Starfleet though. Maybe the size of my forehead. Maybe that's impressive to the Klingon community. Can I roast my own forehead? I've been doing an awful lot of it lately. I'm not sure if it's my hair is receding, or if this is just, if it's always been this big, and I'm just now starting to wear my hair pushed back more. If any of you are in your 30s, early 30s, and have had this issue, please let me know. Should I just shave it? Should I just shave it? I'll shave it. I'll shave it right now. Give a shit. John saw the motion picture on release with his dad in 1979. Yeah. I bet the FX looked really good in 79 in the theater, though, Scott. That's the thing with that motion picture. Like, that would look... You know, really any sci-fi, but yeah, any spectacle film, dude, I'm a sucker for that, though. You give me enough explosions, like, dude, I'll go watch a Fast and the Furious in the theater more than I'll watch, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to watch it at home. I'm not watching it for the story. I want the spectacle, like, yeah, I saw the big cinema. What was that? Death Among the Mormons. Yes, and I just recently watched Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey. And after my recent genealogical journey I've gone down with Ancestry.com, I gotta say I'm I feel a tremendous amount of guilt for what my family did in the forming of the Mormon Church. I'm sorry. That is really all I can. Every time I see something like that, that's how I feel. Is there's so much around it. For those of you who are new to the channel, I did genealogical research and found out I'm a descendant of the founders of the Mormon religion, Joseph Smith, Joseph Fielding, a few different people. Yeah, and it's weird not knowing too which specific of his wife, like which one of his wives I came from. It's just there's a level of weirdness. I wasn't raised Mormon. I don't have any Mormon family as far as I mean I do, but we don't know them. That branch of the family ran off, and I had no clue. And also being a Jewish person, being Jewish, it's weird. It's weird. Anytime I watch like a Mormon centric documentary, and I've been kind of reaching out for them since the Ancestry.com stuff. That was the biggest shocker to me, probably, was like when it started, when they put the Book of Mormon in my official family documents in Ancestry.com. I was like, what is happening? Why? And that's when it was weird. It was like started with a phone notification. So I've been jaw dropped, in awe, appalled, guilty about the whole thing, even though I've never been. I wasn't Mormon, wasn't raised Mormon. Have friends that are Mormons that are the best people in the world, though. Always gave time to Mormons at my door, which is weird, but I always have. Probably because I was raised with a couple really friendly Mormons in my school. Like went to school with a couple Mormons, but again, we didn't go to their church. We weren't Mormon. I know Debbie, but it's still one of those like my ability to pop up a cult. It makes a lot of sense now. There's a lot of things that kind of made sense when I saw as the family tree has been filling out. It's like, oh wow, okay. Found out I'm potentially related somehow to William Seymour, who was a Pentecostal preacher on the West Coast. Brought a lot of speaking tongues stuff out to the West Coast. So there's like a level of like almost funky ookie gook that my family's been a part of, brought around, or associated with, and founded a religion. But guys, if you got them, burn them. Recreationally legal here in Arizona, where we are. So you're gonna see me grabbing a puff every now and then. I also have my medical card, autoimmune disease, so it's day off business too. So yes, all I gotta do now is not get fired on my day off, and it's not a Friday. It's not Friday. We're Gucci either way around. All right, on Scott. Hey, she's a desert dweller. It is. I love it out here in the desert, honestly. There's times I miss home, of course. When things have been a little tight, but things are looking up now, so I'm gonna hopefully be able to get back and forth from the Ozarks and hear more like I planned to. But setbacks. Things happen. Ooh. Also, while I have everyone here, I'm gonna try to get on Pillar our Discord invite put on here with our list of links. We have a new website up in the top corner here. This is pillar.io/MURKradio, and it's where we have all of our endorsement deals, things like that, BarkBox, NordVPN, Deathwish Coffee, Battery Ship, Gamefly. If you want to check out, you want to rent a game, don't pay full price. Don't just go to the website with your basic bitch account and rent a game. No. Get a deal, get a discount. Every time you get a discount, it helps the channel too. So again, it really helps. Like, it really helps. Anyway, enough plugging. It's not what it's about today. I need people up in here with me to get through this this news, though. We got to do it together. Oh, gotcha, Scott. You know, a lot of retirees live out here. I like about it. As somebody with a chronic illness, it's a lot easier to live out here. I have a lot less inflammation. I have a lot less day-to-day pain. That's, you know, like the amount of anti-inflammatories I have to take out here is a lot less than back home. There's a lot of factors in that. There's nothing really to be allergic to here, so I've been able to find out when, where, and how to treat my non-allergic rhinitis. You guys will see me on the show all the time. I'll get all sneezy. My shit will swell up. Oh goodness, Danny Dunn is okay. That's good, Danny. And hello, Jay. Hello, guys. I'm glad we're here. Glad we're here. Let's get through this horrible news. Yeah, a lot of people out here have some kind of something going on, but are able to be functional, and that's nice. that's nice. 6 years of shots and all that. See, yeah, I wish I could do the shot. I wish I could do the immunotherapy. I unfortunately, because of my autoimmune disease, I can't do immunotherapy, which is lame. I wish there was a way I could craft a lifestyle that would allow me to do that and have an autoimmune disease. But it is an autoimmune disease, so there's also like I just don't think immunotherapy would even work. I don't know. I listened to the person with the PhD on that. I don't know. You think it helped, but it took ages. See, and I'm down for the long haul too. I'm down to really, sink my teeth into some immunotherapy for my allergies. But also, like, I'd be frustrated at the end of the day because I have this non-allergic rhinitis symptom and these like cold and flu symptoms that come with the autoimmune disease that have nothing to do with my allergies. Nothing. Food sets off the flare-ups for my autoimmune disease, but there's nothing to really do with any, it's not because of allergens, because of like sugar or stuff like that. Well, you had that 80s immunotherapy, Danny. Damn. Oh, wow. Debbie says that Prince Andrew might have to move out of Windsor Castle because after the Maxwell sentencing. Okay. I hope he does. Yeah, he shouldn't be allowed to live in Castle Windsor. He should be in the Bahamas, where they send the exiled royals. I've been saying that. If he ends up in the Bahamas, guys, someone owes me some money. I don't know who. Let's open a bet. Andrew ends up in the Bahamas. Fergie's going with him. Not Fergalicious Fergie. Sarah Ferguson, the OG Fergie. By the way. Should I tiny screen myself for the news? Should we go into full Discord mode for the news, by the way? I think I like the setup we had last time. I feel like I'm getting back into a stream flow. The rich and shameless are Teflon coated. They sure are. A little less so now, though, I would say, Scott. While they are Teflon, seemingly untouchable. While these rich and powerful people do seem untouchable, there are ways that we can strike back as the population at large, as the popular opinion or as the public opinion. And that's the power. That's the power of freedom of speech. Like that's how we get to that. That is the logic. That is how you move forward. Dang, Debbie, he's still at Castle Windsor. Back to Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew's still at Castle Windsor. Still there. He should have just out of respect bounced, but nah, he's kind of a mama's boy. He's gonna hang around his mama's house. I'm surprised, dude. Her grandson and oldest son need to bounce him. You need to just show up and bounce him like they did that at that event. Like, get away from my grandmama house. She can't handle your press nonsense. They sure did, Scott. You guys check out the previous news dump where we covered the R. Kelly situation. He sure did. He did get put away. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? And I haven't been copyright struck once for R. Kelly singing from jail. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Why'd I spell it like that? Let's find it again. Let's put it on. It's just he's such a whole ass mood.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes, baby. And the wild style.
Hey, can I have your bread, R. Kelly? Can I have that? Can I have your bread? Like you're at lunch in prison. You're like, hey, can I have you already ate one slice. It doesn't look like you ate that extra slice of bread, homie. Can I have that? He's fucking.
I don't want to hurt nobody.
You don't have to. I can leave, or if you're gonna eat it, it's fine. But can I have that piece of bread? If you don't want those unbuttered grits, I'll also take those, homie.
But there is something that I must confess.
I like to think that right after this video ends, there's a dude in a cell down the block that's just like, shut the fuck up, Kelly. Nobody cares, Kels. We know. Homie over here singing. We know you can sing. We know. Polyansky is a weird case, there's a level of shame I want to put on the Academy. We're talking about the film people around him, like the Foreign Film Board or whatever, the Foreign Film Association. I don't know. Like, there was a level of Hollywood being cool with him for so long, and everybody knowing what he's a criminal and guilty. Yeah, Polyansky, that one just oof. And again, like if you were an American, you couldn't get away with it. It's only because he was a European national they like let him do it, or like Life Rayleigh's art's not even that good. Like Rosemary's Baby is aight. Okay, I said it. It's aight. You can hate me for it. Not that big of a Polyansky film fan. That's one of those situations where the artists, the toxicity of the artist has dripped over into their art for me in an irreparable fashion. It's not that and there's some people that doesn't happen to me. I meet and am around famous people quite a bit this last year. And here's the thing, not everyone's super duper nice, but it doesn't necessarily ruin my opinion of how much I love their bops. And that's, that's worth it to me. Yeah. For some people, but like once you do what he did, Yeah, see, like Chinatown was good. Like, yeah, again, he's got, exactly, Scott. Like, if you give yes. And again, how good can he get if he's a criminal and not allowed back in the States? And why do American people want to keep working with him, knowing what he did? I think you should potentially, I don't know, if you helped further his career and his fame after he went on the run, I don't know, like I feel like maybe kind of a criminal in a way. I don't think I could do it guilt free though, but as you guys see, I feel a lot of guilt over stuff. Sometimes needlessly so. So same with Woody Allen. Woody Allen's a weird one though. Yeah, Sun Yi, that's a weird situation. Yeah, Woody Allen's a strange one, dude. I don't even know what to say about it. Like, I couldn't be that guy. How do you, even if you're peripherally around, like you remember them as a child, uh, I don't even see a way to romanticize it into a film and make that shit work. Yeah, yeah. You know, Woody Allen though is one of those that for some reason I don't know, he's one of those where I hypocritically so have separated the artist from his art. I do, which is weird because he's so a part of his art. But I do like Woody Allen, but he's not like I can live without him. I'm not taking him on an island. You know what I mean? Like Woody Allen's not like on an island viewing for me. I'm sorry if that offends any of you out there, but it's just not for me. That's not my jams really. Uh, Thank you guys for the good conversation opening this stream up. By the way, you guys are crushing it here in this text chat. Justin, how are you doing? Am I catching you at work, bud? Check back in with the Discord. Trying to be better about floating between and being a sniper in the text chat. Because I love when you guys are, you know. When you guys are there and interactive. It really helps. All right. We're here. We're queer, get used to it. Let's hop right into the news. Let's just get right into the bad stuff. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fuck it. Damn it. Let's just do it. Let's pull the cord. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, we got homeless people fighting out back. Hold up. I'll do it in front of the window. Sorry. Thought I was going to be bum fights on the stream for a minute. False alarm. First up. We're going to go to NBC's coverage of just a highlight, not the right word, not a highlight. Low light, a briefing on the Highland Park, incident. Eesh, this is already hard to talk about with YouTube's own standards. All right, let's do this.
Opening fire on the innocent Independence Day celebration goers. The rifle was purchased in Illinois, and the information we have thus far is that it appears to have been purchased legally by Cremo. During the attack, Cremo was dressed in women's clothing, and investigators do believe he did this to conceal his facial tattoos and his identity and help him during the escape with the other people who were fleeing the chaos.
Already a crazy detail. He was in women's clothing to hide his tattoos. Like I said, warning, I'm going to roast this tweaker looking dude. Like we're gonna really make fun of this guy's visual appearance. Again, trigger warning. I'm gonna do it. Is that a toxic thing I do to criminals? Yeah, but I'm doing it to criminals. So, super chat to enter the merch lottery.
During the attack, we believe that Cremo fired more than 70 rounds from this rifle into the crowd of innocent people. Following the attack, Cremo exited the roof, he dropped his rifle, and he blended in with the crowd, and he escaped. He walked to his mother's home, who lived in the area, and he blended right in with everybody else as they were running around, almost as he was an innocent spectator as well.
Yeah, all the way back to his mama's house.
His mother's vehicle. We issued an alert yesterday afternoon Chief Jogman provided the vehicle information and Cremo's information. We're very thankful that an alert member of the community saw Cremo's vehicle traveling southbound on Route 41, dialed 911. An alert North Chicago police officer spotted the vehicle, waited for additional backup units to arrive, conducted a traffic stop, and they were able to safely apprehend Cremo with no injuries to the officers. Inside the vehicle.
But if you are, just trying to get home with some Skittles, you might have a problem. Sorry. Already, sorry. The police, you guys know how I feel.
There was a second rifle located. Indications is that was purchased by Cremo as well.
The evil version of
Thus
Emo
far,
Phillips.
over 30 people
Yeah.
were injured during the attack, and this does not
It really
include the
does.
6 who lost their lives. Right now, Cremo remains in custody at this time. There are no indications that there was anybody else involved in this attack. By all indications, it appears Cremo was acting by himself. The Lake County State's Attorney's Office has been with us from the ground level. They're with us this morning. They were with us through the night. We continue to review the information. Investigators are still developing leads and very critical information. Once we're at a point where we're ready to review all of that information for charges, we will sit down with the state's attorney and review for criminal charges. I'm going to turn this over to the mayor, and then I'll be back up to answer questions.
Oof.
Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Today is a day of grieving together, a day to pause, a day to remember those who left us, those who were injured, and for strength for our community. Several vigil and prayer services are taking place today, both inside and beyond Highland Park. They are as follows. The Community Church of Lake Bluff, 117 East Scranton Avenue, Lake Bluff, will hold a prayer service today at noon. The service will include prayer and music at Christ Church on the corner of Route 60 and Waukegan Avenue in Lake Forest. Trinity Grace Church and Christ Church has organized a community prayer gathering at 3 p.m. at Trinity Grace Church, 1506 Half Day Road, Highland Park. Everyone is welcome. Highland Park Presbyterian Church, Trinity Episcopal, and other area faith leaders will hold an ecumenical community prayer vigil today at 7 p.m. at the Highland Park Presbyterian Church, 330 Laurel Avenue, Highland Park. All are welcome. Today, Highland Park High School, located at 433 Vine Avenue, in conjunction with community partners, is hosting crisis counseling until 2 p.m. and is open to everyone. No appointments are necessary. Additionally, a family assistance center will open tomorrow, July 6th at noon to provide support services and crisis assistance to those who were directly impacted at the parade. The location and hours of operations are pending.
Touch on someone calling out this lady's necklace. She's also got matching earrings, yo. It's kind of drippy. She's got this little Orby pendant. Like she's part of some kind of space committee we don't know about. But it's vital. Yeah, they're... Oof. Again, guys, thank you for being here. Let's get through this horrible news. This guy really seems like an SOB.
We'll get that information to the community as soon as we have it. Please go to the city website for more information. The Highland Park Police Department, the American Red Cross, and the FBI Victim Services Response Team are assisting with additional partners. The teams will engage with victims and families to assess their immediate needs and provide crisis intervention and other forms of emergency assistance. Anyone who is a victim of the incident and is in need of support can call 800-CALL-FBI. I know what a generous community we are a part of, and we are overwhelmed with the amount of support offered not only from those in Highland Park, but the surrounding region and throughout the nation. Thank you. For those who are looking to donate to victims and in support of the community, we ask that you be mindful of potential scams on GoFundMe and other fundraising avenues. This afternoon, we'll share additional information on the city's website.
Oh, yeah, no.
To donate to the victims, survivors, and those who support the community. For all who have reached out with offers of equipment, food, and professional services, we thank you.
We'll see if we can't mirror those links in the description later, like the legitimate places to put your shekels toward the survivors and the victims and stuff like that. You know. Ooh. Oh, is that what you call the
Thank you
FBI,
all for
Scott?
coming out today.
Is
I'll
that-
now turn the mic back to Deputy
Interesting.
Chief Cavelli.
Thanks, Mayor.
Word.
Any questions?
Justin was in it. Can you tell us about the motivation? Is the suspect cooperating, answering questions, and what more are you learning about the motivation either from him or from his online footage?
At this point, we have not developed a motive from him. Investigators are very much furthering the investigation. They have been in discussions with him. I don't have anything to say about motivation thus far because it hasn't been provided.
Sir, we've seen disturbing videos online. Were warning signs missed?
The question was, there's disturbing videos online that have been seen. We are reviewing those. Those are going to be a part of any investigation efforts by our task force investigators, Highland Park Police. We'll look at them and we'll see what they reveal.
Should somebody flag those videos?
Bill.
Give us an idea of where in Illinois did he purchase the weapons, and also when he went to his mother's house, did he tell her what he had done, or was she unaware?
The question was, where did he purchase the weapons and did he tell his mother what he had done? He purchased the weapons locally, within the region, so the Chicagoland area. When he went to his mother's, we have no indication that he provided any information to her.
Did he make, can you give us an idea of how many weapons did he purchase then, and when was that?
So he was in possession of the firearm the day of, the rifle. He was in possession of another rifle in his vehicle when he was pulled over by police. He also had other firearms that were recovered from a residence that he was living in Highwood.
Those were all in his name
They were in his name.
and all legally purchased?
They were legally purchased.
Chris, his level of disguise, right? So how did you guys identify him at this point? I mean, clearly there was a lot of planning. And do you have an idea when he placed himself on the roof? Like, is there a timeline?
So we are working on the timeline, and we don't want to come out with inaccurate information on timing. One of the asks that we have is members of the community, if you have any video of this individual that is walking toward the parade, at the parade, potentially on the roof or exiting, to please call 1-800-CALL-FBI. As far as the disguise went, he wore that in an attempt to conceal himself.
Do you have pictures of that you can offer? I mean, what did he look like? Or
Potentially, I'll look into that and I'll have to get back to you.
How do you guys, Chris, I'm sorry.
Considering the extensive digital trail, the disturbing videos, the amount of views garnered, was he known to law enforcement beforehand? And if not, why not?
I can't get into that right now. There have been some law enforcement contacts, nothing of a violent nature. I can't get into the specifics of the context of that.
And how many rifles? Our colleagues at NBC News are reporting that he purchased multiple weapons. Can you give us any details as to the weapons and how many he may have been in possession of?
At this time, I know of the 2 rifles, and I know that there were potentially pistols that he had owned as well.
When did he purchase the guns? Sir, has he made any statements to investigators, and does he have an attorney?
I'm not going to go into what he may or may not have said. The investigation is still moving forward. I'll provide that information later on.
Do you have any evidence he targeted anyone specific or was shooting randomly?
Shooting appears to be completely random.
Is it possible he chose the community because of the high population of Jewish people? I know people are concerned that it was an anti-Semitic attack.
We have no information to suggest at this point it was racially motivated by religion, or any other protected status.
Wait, why then? Okay. What was his motive? Was he unhinged? Does this mean we have a maybe no manifesto? Maybe just a history of instability? What do you guys think? What do we have here? What is this? What's that? My multi-stream went down. Let me refresh it. Let me refresh it. Where did you go? Well,
Chris, with all the videos that appeared on...
I believe still in place is an assault rifle ban in Highland Park, is that correct?
Yeah, I don't have information on that right now, but we will get back to you on specifics.
With all the videos of Primo prior to this, did anyone ever call Highland Park Police or tip off authorities that these were online?
No, we were not made aware of these videos.
Chris,
I
how
don't know.
did you identify him as a suspect? Through surveillance video or by tracing the guns?
So investigators did a really good job. The ATF was phenomenal yesterday. They expedited a trace of the firearm. That was a major investigative lead for us. In addition to that, the witness statements, the videos that we obtained from people that turned them in, and the businesses, they all helped us tremendously.
Can you break down the number of injuries, not the deceased, and can you also then further break down how many of those were gunshot victims and how many of the injured were not gunshot?
The information I have right now is that all of those that were either transported to the hospital or self-drove themselves to the hospital were injured by gunfire. So over 30 individuals that were injured by the gunfire, and they went to the 3 hospitals we mentioned yesterday.
Do you have any more info on the ages?
As a woman, how were you able to identify so early on that you were looking for a male and the age range?
He was identified by a number of, there were police officers that were able to recognize his photo once it was revealed, and that helped
So,
tremendously.
Chris, can you help us to understand, when you say you know he was dressed as a woman during the shooting, is that based on photographic evidence or what eyewitnesses have said? And also, can you tell us what type of weapon was used in the shooting?
So it was a high-powered rifle that was used. It was shot high-velocity rounds.
Was it an AR-15?
It could be similar to an AR-15. It was similar to an AR-15. As far as identifying him with the woman's, he was seen on video camera in the woman's clothes. Video camera played a tremendous role in how we were able to identify him both leaving initially and as he left.
Chris, you say he was in a dress. Was it
duplicates? The guns are the same, and were they bought at the same? No.
Different and bought at separate locations.
Did he also have any more to a disguise? Did he have a wig on? Because it was reported that it was a man
I'm not
with long
exactly
hair.
sure what the woman's attire consisted of. Initially, it was reported that this person had long hair, so a wig isn't out of the question.
Can you tell us more about the business where he was? Which roof was he on, and how did he get there exactly?
Can you repeat that?
Can you tell us more about the business where he was? Which roof was it, and how did he get in there?
It was a local business right in that vicinity. I'm not sure the name of the business. He was able to access the roof through a ladder that's affixed to the side of the building. We'll take 3 more, okay?
What happened with that clothing?
I'm not sure. We don't really have a gun expert on the channel anymore. Well, I could.
Did he dump it somewhere, or did he have it on him?
Parents at all? We've talked with teachers who he was with in elementary school that have contacted his parents several times saying there were issues with.
Let's Google that real quick. What defines a high-powered rifle? Oh yeah, real quick. Here's pillar.io/MURKradio, guys. You be sure to cop some merch down here. Look at this. Ooh, look, it's our merch store. Ooh, we have the whole new summer line. We even got shirts for your baby, dude. You got a little tiny dude. We got shirts. You know what I mean? Let's see here. USA. You can, depending on the situation, you can use it interchangeable. Match format, scoring, service rifle, open, calibers. Yeah, I think it just has to do. I think I think the news might just be using that freely, or like this cop might be using it freely. But something closer for hunting, maybe something like an AR. You can't order the woman, but yeah, you definitely can order the bikini. And please do. Again, we got swimwear. We got everything. We got tie-dyes, $20. Boom. Different colors, all the colors. You guys like colors on your tie-dyes? We got them. All of my different album art and collage work for all the graphic tees, man. We got some pink stuff, man. If you're, don't be, put some color on, you guys. Dudes, you guys out there, you probably don't wear enough. You're probably rocking black Gojira tee, bald head goatee, and that's fine. But maybe razzle dazzle the people around you once in a while. Grab a pink t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, back to it.
Him as a teen and a young child growing up, what type of
Good Lord, traffic is loud there.
cooperation have you had
One of
with
the
parents?
things that is important to remember here is the diligence and investigation. We're going to reach out to everybody we possibly can that has
Ammunition.
information, first-hand
Time loss.
information about
Gotcha.
them, whether that's family members, teachers, friends, whoever it is that has information. But it does take time. It takes time to gather who may know him, who knew him in the past, teachers. That is something that task force investigators are working on. They've interviewed a number of people thus far, but please keep in mind we're 24 hours in. There's a lot of work to be done here. We're not done. I don't want to get into levels of cooperation.
Were the weapons modified at all?
No indication the weapons were modified.
Okay, one more.
Have any children passed away?
No children have passed away. We'll take your last one.
Address they gave when he bought the weapons. What address did he give?
I'm not sure what address he gave. I can get back to you on that. All right, we'll be back this afternoon about 3 o'clock. We hopefully have an updated status on charges. He'll remain in custody at this point. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
All right, we're probably about to get into some deep news speculation. We're going to hear probably their talking heads do their thing. But let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's trek through this horrible news and hopefully get to some mug shots of this tweaker-looking Waffle House.
You knew him as a young boy?
Did you know him as a young boy?
We've
She
just been
screamed.
listening to an ongoing news conference here in Highland Park on that July 4th massacre that occurred at a parade just behind me here on Central Avenue here in the middle of Highland Park. We've learned a lot of new information from investigators, including the alleged gunman apparently was dressed as a woman, disguising himself before he
bump
climbed
stop.
up onto a roof just behind me, a few buildings down this way, and positioned himself almost like a sniper when he started to shoot at people going to the parade. We also learned the alleged murder weapon here is an AR-15 style assault rifle, which he discharged several rounds, up to 70 from what I remember from my notes here. We're also learning that a lot of good police work came into play here, and also just regular people telling police what they saw. They noticed a suspicious person, and then once police saw some videos, they recognized who this person could be. They were able to apprehend him later on. Somebody in the community saw him driving a car, noticed it matched the description, and that's when police moved in. I want to bring in Pete Williams right now, our justice correspondent. And Pete, I think one of the things that's interesting for me at this point right now is how meticulous investigators are being. They're asking for more and more cell phone videos of anything, any kind of surveillance video that showed the alleged gunman as he approached the buildings, as he was dressed like that woman before he got rid of the disguise. And they're taking their time to build their case, but also to bring charges, because we're now more than 24 hours later after this crime, and we still have no charges yet, Pete.
No, and that's not surprising at this point, although we may, I gather from what Chris Cavelli said, that we may have charges by the end of the day. So that would be about the normal timeline. I think the one thing that's most interesting is who was not there at the news conference. You saw nobody from the federal government, which indicates that so far this case is being handled by local authorities, which tells you that there's nothing that would bring the FBI in or federal jurisdiction. And you heard Deputy Chief Cavelli say that they have no information on motive, but we've heard separately from federal officials that there's nothing that leads them to believe that this was a terror-style motivated attack. And you heard Cavelli himself say nothing to indicate that it was targeting any specific race or religion. Highland Park obviously has a considerable Jewish population, and that was one question that went through everyone's mind. But it does seem that the key piece of evidence that led them to him in the first place was, as we suspected, the trace of the weapon itself, which he dropped after the shooting, the police say. Of course, every firearm that's properly manufactured has a serial number on it. And because he bought the weapon himself that was used in the shooting, they were easily able to figure out whose weapon it was, and that's what led them on the hunt for Robert Crimo. We had heard last night, Tom, that there was this indication that the authorities had talked to somebody else who said that they thought when he left his apartment yesterday he was dressed in women's clothing. Now they've confirmed that. They believe that he did that in order to try to conceal himself so that when he left the area he could sort of more easily blend in with people and wouldn't be recognized. But no sign it's a hate crime. The trace of the weapon important. And the fact that they now have a pretty good idea of what happened before and after. But that's why they want all that cell phone video and witness information for two things. The witness information to try to shed some light on the motive, and the cell phone video to try to build the best timeline that they can. And of course, whatever charges are filed today, the authorities can always supersede them with additional charges in the future as they learn more information, Tom.
Pete, stand by. We're going to bring in NBC News analyst and
Yes,
former
Debbie.
ATF special agent in charge, Jim
Yes,
Kavanaugh.
Debbie.
Jim, there was
it would appear he was unstable. I bet you Jim Kavanaugh brings that up. I got a feeling he's going to. Oof.
the moment there where police weren't exactly explaining how they connected the dots, essentially how they were able to track down the alleged shooter. And then later in the news conference, we learned that after he loses the disguise, he blends back in, he goes to his mother's home. Once police reviewed some videos, they recognized him, but also, as Pete mentioned, they were able to trace that firearm. So he purchased the AR-15 style rifle legally. They're saying he planned this a few weeks ago. Police used those two key facts to zone in on the shooter, then eventually they got the tip that he was driving around the neighborhood.
That's right, Tom. And as Pete described, what happens in the command post is a lot of loose ends come in, a lot of ephemeral tips, a lot of names of people come into the command post, like say this guy's name enters the command post, which is, really humming yesterday afternoon. That's good, but he's probably not the only name coming in. But when you come in and do a hard gun trace from the weapon left at the murder scene, and it traces right back to Cremo, that's a hard fact, provable in a court of law that this gun was purchased by this guy. That's a hard fact they can rely on. Then they spin up, hey, this guy comes to the top now. Who is he? Where is he? What's his picture? Do I know him? Was he interviewed before? What's his background? Where is he? Oh, yeah, he was dressed like a woman. Oh, his cell phone pinged in the area. Oh, he bought the rifle. And it starts to build strongly. And
this crackhead, look at what in the... Ooh. Dude. What in the Von Dutch hat, Ed Hardy shirt is going on here? What is going on? I have a hard time believing there's not some kind of like conspiracy or ideology fueling this guy's behavior. Gotta be. Maybe genuine mental issues, but what? Why does he look like he's covered in Ed Hardy, some Dollar Tree Ed Hardy? Oh, gotta be something going on. Yeah, that's kind of what we were finding too. That's what I saw too on the internet, was that it's mostly just ammo that they're talking about. So he must have used high caliber something.
Jim,
even in the warrant that they may get later today.
People are here in this neighborhood and this community are very upset because they said there's those social media videos, which were asked about during the news conference. Police say they never got any calls about those videos. To their knowledge, they didn't even know about these videos. But when you see the videos, they are dark, they are twisted, and they clearly depict some type of mass shooting sequence. Is it enough to sort of give the police some kudos for obviously tracking down this shooter as quickly as they did? But a lot of people here are upset that they didn't get to the shooter before this even happened. Is that fair, or is it just so impossible for investigators to try to track someone like this down?
I'm not sure if it
even though
was.
some of these clips were seen by hundreds of people.
Probably was social media that got him. Well, they didn't really get him fast, Graf. Like, he ran off to his mom's house. I wish they would have got him on the scene.
Tom, you're right at the crux of the matter, and it's not impossible. It is difficult, but as a nation, I think we can do a better job at getting right into this crux of the point between the First Amendment and being able to observe behavior that's public on the public internet. Now, it's a daunting task. There's a lot of stuff out there, but I think as a nation, we need First Amendment scholars, lawmakers, attorneys, DOJ people to steer us. I mean, the First Amendment can't be a suicide pact for the nation. And we don't have to, as law enforcement, turn a blind eye to observable, erratic, bizarre behavior. We should be able to notice it, see it, maybe act on it, and we won't be able to stop them all. But, you know, it's almost as if we were turning our head away and saying, oh, you know, it's all protected speech. And yet a policeman can observe bizarre behavior. I did as a uniformed officer many times, observe bizarre behavior without arresting people. And we need to do it better.
And there's a lot of picking your battles, I imagine. What up, Erica? Get in here. Awakened rapper. Huh. Wild. Wild, didn't it? Erica, what up, lady? Get in here. How's your day going? You might be at work or busy. Is it hangover day for everybody? Is everybody hungover from the 4th? America didn't deserve a birthday. Did we all drink and just like eat sweets, go to sleep?
Better job, you know, as a nation where we can maybe pick up these vibrations from these guys in this community that have this ideation of mass murder.
These red flags, if you will, Jim. Of course, I want to get real quickly to Kathy Park. She's been covering the victims, the ones who survived, who've been at the hospital. Kathy, what's the latest on the more than 30 people who were also injured in this shooting?
So, Tom, we are outside Highland Park Hospital, and it's less than a mile away from the shooting scene. So they received an influx of patients yesterday, roughly 26 patients, and doctors say that 25 sustained gunshot wounds. However, we have learned that 19 people have been released as of this morning. And according to the latest update, we know that 2 people are still being treated at this hospital and several others are being treated at local area hospitals. But we heard the chief just a few moments ago saying that the injured, that number is at least 30, but this does not include the 6 individuals who were killed. Right now, we're still waiting for the complete list of the victims. The Lake County Coroner's Office says that information should be released at some point today or early tomorrow morning, but we do have some names confirmed at this hour. Nicholas Toledo, he was 76 years old. He recently moved to the area from Mexico, and he was with his family at the time when he was struck and killed at the parade. And another individual is Jackie Sundheim. She was a lifelong member of the North Shore Congregation Synagogue, and she was remembered for her warmth and kindness. She was an events coordinator and also an educator at the synagogue. Tom?
All right, Kathy Park for us talking about 2 of those 6 victims. And I spoke to 2 doctors who were out here who responded right after the shooting. They were at the parade, and they say the people that were directly hit by that weapon, that AR-style weapon, they immediately died. There was no chance of saving them. Everyone else, luckily, it sounds like, is going to make it out, and we're talking about more than 30 people injured. That concludes our coverage for right now. We'll have much more tonight on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. A reminder, we are awaiting the charges to be brought against this 21-year-old shooter. You can watch updates throughout the day on NBCnews.com.
We know, and we will, and we're here, and we know. Oh, man. Hop back over here. Yeah, it's hard to know what exactly it is. I mean, I still feel like there's got to be a motive. And to be fair, all they did say was that they don't know. There's nothing to lead them to believe that yet. You know what I mean? So hopefully that just kind of stays true, I guess. I don't know. I would imagine there's a manifesto or something. That guy looks wild. He looks crazy in the eyes. Let's go back to see if we can find a still of that mugshot. I'm sure they were talking about you here. Done with the press conference. This guy looks crazy. The neck tattoos. What's wild is there's like color work and stuff. Like, did you know a tattoo artist? Like, why do you have... Is that a tattoo on the face? Is that a face tat? Is he a rapper? Is that what it is? Is he a rapper? Oh, it's definitely premeditated. Yeah, premeditated. Well, with an insanity defense, it could have been premeditated, but it was like voices in his head or something. But that never works out. We've talked about Nicholas Cruz and the kid who like tried to fake that he was crazy. So I'm wondering if he's just a weird. If what we were saying in the text chat is true, and he does have like a woke rapper account, he could be like one of the Illuminati people. Like he could just like have organically fallen down an anti-Semitic rabbit hole to this tragedy. I really hope that's not the case, honestly, but it wouldn't surprise me because a lot of the like the Illuminati, New World Order, like train of conspiracies, like a lot of the content I've seen around those conspiracies normally trail off into like a Zionist agenda, which has its roots in Nazi Germany, is where that came from, where that line of conspiracy was really propagated. It started before that. You have like the fake ass document, Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which isn't real. It's not real. There's no cabal. I'm not. If there was, I've been trying to get in it for forever, and they're not having me. And I got the bloodline. I got I got the follower count. There's no reason they shouldn't let me in. So it's not real. It's not real. There is no Zionist conspiracy. But I wonder if there is a conspiracy that this dude's driven by, it might have been that, and it might have been motive as to why he did it. He looks like the kid in school that's wearing like way too much winter gear in the middle of summer. And you're like, yo, homie, and he's got textural issues. He don't like what he's like, no, I gotta have my arms covered. Like, why? Lunch is over, bro. It's a tragic story all around. Thank you guys for being here with me and getting through that. We have another one to get through. We have to talk about Kenosha. I don't even know what the fuck happened in Kenosha. Yeah, there's gonna be conspiracies that it was he's meant to push the gun lobbying, or the anti-gun, like the gun control people, that he's meant to, but that's going to be the I called that from the jump. That's what everyone's gonna say about every shooting that happens. The news is gonna talk about shootings more. And people are always going to say, "Oh, he was." I said about every shooting. I mean, this is to push gun control and take our guns away from us. But as somebody, I've been fine with everybody having a gun. But let me tell you, I've been real tired of the gun violence lately, just in my neighborhood, because it's popped off in my alleyway. It's popped off next door to where I work. Like, I just don't want to catch a stray one, and I've been close now few different times, and it's a metropolis here. There should be some inner city something, and kind of get why, but you can't sweep a whole state for one big city. You know what I mean? That's another thing. So this needs to be county per county, maybe, with this gun stuff. If anything, that's what I don't know. Yeah, see, I got a feeling this kid was an introvert. Probably an introvert. I would imagine so. I wonder if anybody down here in the chats has dropped a link to any he might have done. We'll probably stay up to date on what happens to this kid. This shitheel man. This dude right here. This neck tattoo. This expired Ed Hardy limited edition Monster Energy drink. Fucking human. Some real. You know what? I think a lot of what it is people here, like in Zionist conspiracy, and it rattles their last fucking brain cell around their head. Like they just sound like a almost empty maraca, just, and they just lose their mind. They just finally blows that last brain cell. All right, let's load this up. Let's hop into it. We have another catastrophe, guys. If you got them, burn them. Let's just, yeah. Ugh. Ugh. We have another catastrophe in Kenosha. Let's load this up. Loading. All right.
And we have more breaking news. We're just learning of a deadly mass shooting in Kenosha. This is so difficult to report. A lot of bad news coming today. Police tell us they found a chaotic scene. This in the 6300 block of 25th Avenue around 10:20 last night. If you are in the area, we know here's that map. This is the correct map you're seeing right here. 5 people were shot, all of them adults.
Okay.
One victim
This is the
died.
same business.
2 of the 4 people who survived were taken to Milwaukee area hospitals due to the severity of the injuries. Right now, no one is in custody. Police say they aren't sure yet what led to this shooting.
Wait, is it the same business?
Good morning. I'm Tom During, live this morning from Highland Park, Illinois. Where
Yeah, this is Kenosha. Same shit. My bad. That is Kenosha. I should have looked that up. I don't know why. My bad. Same shooting. Good Lord.
Milwaukee police say 4 kids ages 16 and younger have been shot in separate incidents in the past 48 hours. The latest victim, a 16-year-old boy whose family fears he may not make it.
I meant Milwaukee, not Kenosha. There's been an unusual amount of gun crime in Milwaukee. I was like, where's that? No, it was a northern story. It was more north than Illinois. Goodness. Sorry, guys. Not Kenosha. I'll update the video title and everything.
Ben Jordan goes in depth on the gun violence impacting Milwaukee's youth with that boy's father and Mayor Cavalier Johnson tonight.
That father says his 16-year-old son Malik remains in a coma after being shot, all over a dispute about a counterfeit belt.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kevin Simmons is counting the bullet holes in the back of his home on Milwaukee's northwest side.
5, 6, 7, 8.
He says one of those bullets struck his son Malik in the head shortly after midnight.
We popped fireworks last night. Me and my sons. We out here, we had fun. We had a nice cookout. We had a real good time. And then to go to bed and wake up and somebody says Malik was shot is just, it was unbelievable.
Kevin says Malik bought a belt from another teen Sunday and they got into an argument, then a fist fight about whether the belt was fake. Several hours later, Malik was shot while standing in this doorway, now covered in shattered glass.
I think it was a retaliation. They probably looked through the
What
window
up, Christy?
and saw my son come to the door. And as he was coming to the door, looked like they started shooting because you can see his angle shots.
Kevin says his son, who's supposed to be a junior this fall at Vincent High School, is fighting for his life in the hospital.
Yeah.
What did you say to your son?
I just told my son to stay strong, Stay strong, man. We here praying for you. We want you to wake up, but the doctors, they ain't gave us really no good news.
Additionally, Milwaukee police say 2 15-year-olds were shot in separate incidents this weekend that stemmed from arguments. Investigators.
Okay, so it is. Okay, so it is Okay, got you. Got you, Graph. Thank you, guys. I was confused. I was like, did I tag this right? Is it Kenosha? I thought that was north as hell. Why did it look like it was near Chicago? I don't know. You guys know me. Master cartographer over here. One of the first videos that popped up on the channel, I called of crime in St. Louis Appalachian crime, and everyone was like, it's not Appalachia. Like, yes, the Ozarks are a subregion of Appalachia. You're crazy.
Investigators say a 3-year-old got a hold of a gun Sunday and unintentionally shot himself in Milwaukee. The toddler is now in critical condition. Milwaukee police data shows 15 people ages 18 and younger have been killed in shootings this year. Another 73 have been injured in non-fatal shootings.
You know, when I see news about kids being shot and harmed by gunfire, I think it's senseless.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson says the city as a whole has a lot of work that needs to be done to address gun violence, especially when dozens of children are victims.
I spoke with some parents today who say they don't feel safe letting their kids outside anymore. As a parent yourself, has Milwaukee become an unsafe city to raise kids?
Well, to me, that's totally unacceptable. You know, parents should feel comfortable. They should feel safe having their kids outside. So when people see bad things happening in their neighborhood, I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel empowered to call the authorities. So that
Look, I mean, the city I'm in is not a city fit for a kid. There's gun violence, drug abuse, homelessness, open defecation. There's all kinds of stuff happening right outside this window right now. And I mean, yeah, Milwaukee might be turning that way. A lot of stuff left LA. And, you know, COVID really broke a lot of people. Violence is violence, and violence escalates. And it's really unfortunate that children are, out of all the demographics, that it's the youth that are acting that way. But that's a really commonly affected demographic, is the youth, you know. Oh, got you. Yeah. Needing some positive vibes in the hospital. Yeah, shout out Malik. All the positive vibes. I hope you wake up with everything intact. Hope everything's okay when you get up. And I hope you know you got a lot of people rooting for you. And I hope you guys get out of Milwaukee. Get the fuck out of Milwaukee, dude.
we can put an end to the bad things that are happening.
Mayor Johnson's office tells me he and Milwaukee's police chief will be holding a news conference tomorrow to reveal a mid-year crime report and what more can be done to address shootings that are on a record pace. Reporting in the newsroom, Ben Jordan, TMJ4 News.
It's just horrible. Just horrible. Let's see. All right. We have protesters demanding justice and some more gun violence. Again, this is from the police. You guys know how I feel about the police. You guys know where I sit. Let's put this on. Let's check this out. Now that we got the Kenosha, Highland Park, all the drama, all the confusion out of I was confused. Like, what the am I clicking the right thing? Let's see here.
Akron Police Department has just released body camera footage of a deadly shooting involving its officers. Maggie Vespa is there now. Maggie, we know there was a peace march scheduled after the press conference. What are you seeing?
Sure. Well, Reverend, as you can see, we're seeing that peace march happening right now. People have been looping around several blocks, kind of around City Hall and near the police department, marching and yelling, what do we want, justice? When do we want it now? And also saying Jaylen Walker's name. You just heard it over and over. That's the 25-year-old who early Monday morning was shot and killed by Akron police. And the thing that's really infuriating people here are the numbers tied to this story. Police confirming today in their press conference, 8 Akron, Ohio police officers firing roughly 90 rounds, wounding Jaylen Walker, 60 times.
Whoa.
25 years old. Those
60 wounds? No. Get the fuck out of here. That's insane.
wounds, obviously fatal. The 25-year-old dying of his injuries. So we're here in Akron, Ohio.
60 wounds while fleeing.
While fleeing.
Shooting, including the moments.
From what I understand.
Meanwhile, we go out of our way to like let a dude go to his mom's house, wait 3 fucking hours and then go get him. Like, ooh. and then detain people like a white boy alive. This is crazy. This is 60 shots. 90 fired.
Walker was actually shot and killed, and it was just a barrage of bullets as expected. They also did say they released details of kind of what led up to the shooting, saying they tried to pull Walker over for a traffic violation, saying that they say he shot at them, and it appears to show that in the video out his car window. But what people here can't get past is that, again, he was wounded 60 times, according to initial autopsy reports, 90 rounds fired. And again, they say also police pointing out that they believe he was unarmed when he was shot, that he was actually running away from police. So this is the city of Akron right now. People are furious. They've seen the video.
Nothing warrants having that many shots fired back at you, Scott. Nothing.
25-year-old Jalen Walker was
Fucking nothing.
And we're told that they're planning to keep protesting throughout Akron throughout the evening. We're going to stay on the ground and obviously keep an eye on this. But for now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maggie Vespa, thank you for your reporting.
Now to the anger, sadness, and questions in Akron, Ohio, after police there released new body camera video of the moments a week ago when 8 officers fatally opened fire on one man. Investigators say that man, 25-year-old Jaden Walker, was shot by police more than 60 times. This morning, his family and his city are demanding answers. NBC's Maggie Vespa has the very latest. She is on the ground in Akron. Maggie, good morning to you.
Hey, Craig, good morning from a city, as you said, on edge. 4th of July celebrations here in Akron, Ohio, remaining canceled after we saw more protests overnight in front of City Hall behind our camera and in front of the police department here just down the street. People here demanding justice for Walker as authorities try to shed new light on his violent last moments. And a warning, some of the video you're about to see may be disturbing. Overnight outrage in Ohio as protests continued with what appeared to be tear gas dispersed into the crowd, according to WKYC. And a community in pain after watching the moment 8 Akron police officers fired an estimated 90 rounds, according to authorities. Harrowing body cam video shedding new light on what led up to the barrage of bullets that killed 25-year-old Jalen Walker.
Cops are supposed to be trained one shot, one kill.
Yeah.
The approximately 7-minute video
Yeah.
Sunday by
You
the
just
city
don't- you don't
alongside a
just-
second narrated clip begins with a high-speed chase. Police
Look
saying
at this, just
officers had tried
burning
to pull
through
Walker
ammunition
over
like
for an
that. That's
unspecified traffic
insane.
violation, but he fled. Seconds later, an officer reports the sound
That's
of
a citizen they
gunshots
haven't.
in Walker's
That's
car.
like, even if you fleed and fired back, you don't. Nobody has some tire strips or anything, like nothing, no barricades.
The video then shows Walker running from
You
his
just
car
shot him
towards
100
CMS.
times?
Police say officers tried to tase him but missed. Authorities adding officers said they thought Walker was turning toward them, reaching for a gun. That's when they say 8 opened fire.
The ME's report indicates over 60 wounds to Mr. Walker's body.
This is just one
The
human.
investigation now showing Walker was unarmed when he was
Fucking
shot.
kid.
Police say they found a gun in his car along with a wedding ring. His family revealing Sunday Walker had recently lost his fiancée. The family's attorney demanding more transparency.
The public today only saw one video. We saw 2. The public didn't see an officer dropping his clip because it was empty of bullets and then reloading. We saw that.
Overnight, Akron police responding. They're confident the videos they provided are in accordance to what's required and in compliance of the city's ordinance. Did the video change your interpretation of what happened, of what you thought about the shooting at all?
No. I just felt like, as a mother, that could have been my child. Doesn't take that many shots.
And those 8 still unnamed police officers here in Akron have been
Especially
placed
the collateral
on
damage
paid
it could have
leave pending
caused.
the investigation.
Yeah.
Akron PD saying that is standard in the case of
Yeah.
a police shooting. Meantime, the state of Ohio has taken over the independent investigation into this deadly shooting. Craig.
Maggie Vespa Force there in Akron. Maggie, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube.
The reanimated husk of Al Roker. You got me. He got me. All right. Oh. Where are my people at? Is Arianthe busy today? Are my notifications going out? Were you guys notified about the video today? I hope it works. It's been a little heavy. Oh. We did it. We got through the rough news. Oh. Now we just have to get to this wildfire. And shout out Debbie. Debbie, the natural catastrophes, the kind of like genuine world is falling apart stuff. Debbie's always fascinated by, I think, just as much as the rest of us, but voices it all the time. So I made sure to throw this wildfire on here today. Let's get into it. Let's see where to go. Where's my Electra Wildfire? Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. Let's load this up.
And we start with that breaking news right now on the Amador and Calaveras County line. We're watching Live Copter 3 watching a Cal Fire plane over the Electra Fire, and this is some evacuations have already been ordered. Evacuation orders have been issued for the Butte Mountain Road area.
And warnings have been issued for about a 2-mile radius centered around Lake Tabot. We want to give you a better look at where this fire is burning. It is on Electra Road or around that area and near Highway 49. So let's go back to the live pictures from Live Copter 3, and we have really seen this one grow. Of course, it's a warm day, not hot, but the weather is always a factor in fires like this. From just the elevation of those clouds, you can tell this thing is burning hot. Let's check in with Mark and the latest on those conditions.
You know, what's interesting, Edie, and we can stay on these pictures here for a second here before I show you some maps, but the thing that's really shocking to me is that this started after 3:30 this afternoon. So the growth that you're seeing here is pretty impressive. It is burning in that area, dry grass. There's a lot of brush in here and sending that smoke plume up in the air about 15,000 feet. You can clearly see it from across the valley. So if you are seeing this big smoke plume, this is where it's burning. Let me quickly go to the maps to map it out for you to show you where we are. So here's Jackson, here's McCollum Hill, this is Highway 49, and the river here, the McCollum River, that separates Amador from Calaveras County. This is burning in steep terrain. That is a steep hillside, and it is mostly burning on the north side.
It's a hella steep hillside.
There has been word that it is spreading a little bit on the south side, but most of the activity we're seeing here is on the north side, so in the Amador County side. Let me...
He's like kind of twacked out. He's like, I gotta explain this. Everything's on fire. It's getting really hot in this studio.
Out a little bit more for you. So you go up this hillside and see this road in here, and this road, that's Clinton Road. This is Butte Mountain Road, and there are a lot of roads off of here. These are the areas that are being evacuated. The recreation area of Lake Tabot is right there. All the areas within a 2-mile radius of there are being warned to evacuate. So this is spreading up the hill, but there is also some spotting on the south side, the road that you barely see there.
That's awesome,
Highway
America.
26 in Calaveras County. If you're on Highway 26, especially east of McCollum Hill, you also should be warned that this fire could come in your direction. Let's go back to the pictures from Live Copter 3, because what we're seeing here is you get a better idea of the vegetation on the steep hillside. So this is a mixture of the dry grass as well as the mixed vegetation. Not a lot of tall trees in this area, not a lot of timber, but it is a very steep hillside. Now, it started on a road that goes right along the river called Electra Road, and that's how it has the name of the Electra Fire. The Electra Road goes from Highway 49 up to the Electra Powerhouse, which is down on the river itself. But as you can see, as these pictures from Live Copter, you can see the flames just going up the hillside. And as we were talking about last week, fire likes to go uphill. So that's why when it gets into one of these drainages, that's what they call the river area, one of these steep canyon areas that drains down into the river, it can race up the hillside. And down on that steep hillside, there aren't very many homes, but up at the top of the hill, that's where there are homes. You also see the power lines there. Those are the power lines. Those are PG&E power lines that go down to that powerhouse, the Electra powerhouse. Last week, when we were covering the fire in Nevada County, we did see the power lines de-energized.
Which, as I'm covering this, power goes out here. It's like, ah, shit.
Again, these power lines come from the powerhouse that is down on the river, so we may see some power interruptions in parts of Calaveras County as a result of this, very similar to what we saw last week.
And one thing that I want to point out
Give Nunu
is
some
that
nucks for me.
the transmission lines, and you can see that those lines are on really tall metal towers. That
Give
are
Nunu some
designed
nucks for
to
me,
withstand
Erica.
a fire like this, but look how tall those flames are. Now, it's a funny vantage point because the towers are in the foreground and the fire is burning in the distance, but you can see the fire just whirling back there and has some good height. So that just gives you a sense of the heat in this fire. And you know, the other thing, Mark, is it is so hard to convey how fast a fire like this can travel if you haven't seen it for yourself, because you mentioned with the fire burning uphill, it is warming up and drawing out everything ahead of it, and it just races through these areas. So if you're in one of these areas with evacuation warnings or certainly orders, just know that things can get very chaotic very quickly in a situation like this.
And exactly, Edie, and especially when one of these fires breaks out, both CAL FIRE and let's say the Amador County Sheriff's Department that are working together, they're trying to assess how fast it's moving, and it can move even faster than their assessments.
Yes.
So they'll put up warnings, maybe at a time that maybe orders need to go. So that's why in a case like this, that I would suggest that if you're in a warning area, you ought to be thinking about getting out, especially for those of you in the Butte Mountain Road area, and if you're south of Butte Mountain Road. Those roads are relatively narrow. There are homes, beautiful homes that overlook the valley. It's stunning up there. It's a beautiful view. But as you can see in the example right there, the access to these can be very difficult. The roads are really only about 1.5 lanes wide. It's not like they're big, wide open roads. And you have to
burning
consider
down.
that what you're also going to have is fire equipment.
Get the
trying to
fuck
get in.
out,
It won't
people.
just be CAL FIRE. It'll be local agencies.
Get out.
Mutual aid trying to get in. So there's going to be a lot of personnel trying to
Get
get
out.
in. So if you're trying to get out, if you're trying to get out with a horse trailer or something like that, it may be very difficult. A good example here. Here's a house perched up on top of the hill. What we have around it is some pretty good defensible space. As you can see, it's kind of clear cut around it. And then you have a CAL FIRE vehicle.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm not
Post
sure
that in
if it's
Discord.
CAL FIRE or another agency
yeah.
parked there for structure protection. But a home like that could be vulnerable because of how fast a fire can move uphill in a case like this.
And back to the power situation, just heard from our producer from PG&E, about 2,000 people in this area do have their power cut off. We were showing you those power lines so close to those flames, so it makes sense that that power would be out to, again, 2,000. And CAL FIRE is throwing everything they can at this. We've in our live pictures from Live Copter 3 been seeing CAL FIRE helicopters and planes flying by. I'm counting at least 9 CAL FIRE, both helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft in the sky dropping. We saw some water drops. We've seen retardant drops. So it's the typical playbook here where they drop the water and then the fire retardant comes after that, and they go back and they load back up with more supplies to try and contain these flames and trying to build a perimeter around this fast-moving wildfire.
Yeah, the air attack is certainly a critical part of this, but some of those water drops, that water evaporates really quickly in these kind of conditions. Mark, you mentioned horse trailers, and those would certainly be people who should be loading up and getting out now. It takes a long time to load up horses, and some of these neighbors will share a trailer.
Yep.
So you may have one trailer for maybe 5 different animals across a couple miles. And so in those situations, you really hope that
surprised she knows
taking this time
right
now that they have.
Right? You know an awful lot about evacuating wildfires, lady. We've been through this before.
I meant more the the livestock aspect of it than the wildfire.
Well, like evacuating, livestock from what? I don't know. Is she a government plant is she an EPA plant? You here with PETA? You here with PETA? Because she sure did.
Maybe she's one of those rich folks that grew up on a ranch or something.
Yeah, she is out here. Interesting line of work to be in if you were. Well, I guess Lux's entertainment, and she kind of came from a pretty yeehaw background. Huh. Good observation, Justin. Damn.
To get things organized and get those animals out.
And I'm somewhat familiar with this area. I've been hiking in this area a couple of times, and there are a lot of ranches in the area. People that do have horses.
Protect Sasquatch. Yeah, we gotta save Sassy.
The hilltops as well. So it's a.
I don't call him Squat. Call him Sassy now.
Far away from downtown Jackson. It's just
they'll find a cave.
When you get up on some of these roads, especially like
me and Thick
Road,
Biggie go back now. So
yeah, they're twisty, turny roads. With
call him by his drag name, Sassy.
Beautiful homes along them, but this is a scary situation. You can just see from this picture, you can just picture the hill going up, and then you see the fire going up the hill. And it's also a good picture of the mixed vegetation. You have these wide open areas of grass that you see right there. That'll burn in a hurry. The oak trees that are scattered amongst the fire will generally burn underneath those, but it's the other brush. There's things like manzanita and buckeye that are in there that will burn and dry out much faster. But the oak trees tend to survive something like this, and a lot of those oak trees, this is in the area similar to, we had a fire in the same area called the Electra fire back in, I think it was 2008, and then of course the Butte fire, which started in the same area and went across the river and burned more than 70,000 acres in Calaveras County. So many of these
70,000 acres
survived a fire or two, but it's the brush that grows back year after year that is on fire tonight and racing up that hillside.
Stuff that's meant to be burned, like Native Americans used to do, burn off the plain lands. Like, there's nobody controlling these spots in the way that we've maintained that we've historically maintained them for the majority of the continent's history with humanity, as far as we know. America's still pretty new. Those crackers are still pretty fresh. Still freshly opened saltines, dude. We gotta do I think there's a way to prevent this wildfire stuff, maybe with more controlled burning or getting rid of this brush. If brush can grow there, other shit can. Farm it out. Good lord.
How many people live in this area?
You know, it's not a lot, but it's you know, it's the sort of thing you see a home here, a home there. You know, so it's not like there are subdivisions at the top of this hill, and not until you get closer to Highway 88 will you find more densely populated areas in Amador County. So, and this is well away from 88, but there are. You know, I'd say dozens of homes are on the hilltop, but the farther north it would go, the more dangerous it would be. I mentioned the fact that there has been some spotting on the south side in Calaveras County, and right now, from what I understand, there are warnings for the areas, some areas off 26, on the river side of 26, if you will, on the north side of 26. And I'm sure folks in that area are keeping a close eye on this. This is also burning to the east of McCullough Hill. I'm sure that a lot of folks in the town of McCullough Hill are quite nervous about this, but this fire is burning away from your direction. This we thought it had started on Highway 49 near Electra Road. It has actually started a little bit farther to the east of there. So with the current wind direction we have, it appears as though McCullough Hill itself is pretty safe at this point.
They're dropping. I mean, you can see in the lower left part of the screen, it's now panning away from there, but some really good-looking retardant lines. And just as a reminder, that is what can slow down the fire and give crews a chance to get on top of it and get some control. And you're really seeing that, Mark. I mean, this is pretty dramatic in the areas where they've got the retardant lines dropped. The smoke just doesn't look as thick. It looks like it is slowing down the fire, just as it is intended to do. And you've got some ground crews down there as well.
Exactly. So, and what we're looking at here is on the west side of the fire, and so they're going to try to make sure that it doesn't go west of here. On the east side of the fire, they're probably doing the same thing, but trying to get the retardant down on the head of the fire, or in other words, in the direction it's burning. So it's burning. Yeah, it's burning in that direction right there. So as the camera is following it, that's that's the direction that it is currently burning, and it's burning up toward the top of the hill. It's a little bit more difficult to get under that smoke. I mean, in other words, to fly an aircraft through there is a little bit more dicey, but that they can drop retardant a little bit easier on the sides of it. I don't think we're seeing enough wind today to cause big time spotting, which is great news. The winds in the area are only around 5 to 8 miles an hour, so we're not going to see big embers keep spotting this thing, which is really good news. We saw that actually last week in the fire in Nevada County. We did see spotting of maybe 100 yards or so, which was making the retardant lines a little bit less effective. The winds today don't appear to be as gusty, and so that may really help to slow this thing. What they might be trying to do is to do structure protection here and then hold it at the top of the ridge line. There was a pretty good actually, when I was up in this area just a little more than a month ago, up at the Lake Tabot area, we were seeing it looked like there had already been a bunch of clearing in that area, so they may already be trying to hold it in that general area so it doesn't get farther to the north and to the east into bigger areas of vegetation and bigger areas of where homes are.
This just in, Mark, the Italian picnic grounds located at 581 Highway 49 in Sutter Creek will be a location for human sheltering when we're back to the evacuation orders that have been issued. And last check from PG&E, 2,600 people without power. And right now we're looking from Live Copter 3. We see one of the dozers down below, close to one of those fire lines, trying to build up those containment lines around this specific area. And Mark, you said you've been out there last month. When it comes to roads in and out of here, you were talking about windy roads. Getting in and out, is that pretty challenging?
Very challenging. It's, on a normal day, there isn't any traffic here, but if all of a sudden you have a lot of residents trying to leave, that is going to be a challenge. So you have vehicles trying to leave, you have fire trucks and other vehicles trying to get in, and a lot of these roads they're fine if you're just by yourself, but when another car comes the other way, sometimes they get a little bit narrow. It gets a little bit better the closer you get to Highway 88, but up there it's there are some pretty narrow roads. I think that's McCallum Hill right there, the town of McCallum Hill. Yeah, that's what we're looking at right there. That's McCallum Hill.
Okay, and as crew.
I'm in awe. I'm in awe of the wildfires, of the topography. Stay moist and not on fire out there, guys. Don't put your cigarette butts out the window. Don't throw them. That is problematic behavior out here in the West. Put those in a safe ashtray. Put that out on your foot and make sure it's extinguished and put it in your.
It's kind of problematic wherever you are, honestly.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing it anywhere. That's trashy behavior. But let's look for, let's see. Fireworks, July 4th. Let's find some interesting fireworks to go out on. Let's see. New York's? Do New York's fireworks? Yeah. 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 Gorgeous. We like to blow shit up, man. Like our favorite holiday behavior. Damn, New York was...
any excuse, really. We'll take it.
Yeah. Again, shout out my kiddo. Poor dude missed fireworks last night because he broke his arm. Oh, we'll check out Pics and Such. Let me check that out real quick. We gotta check out Erica's new. Oh, look at this cute new. Oh. She's ginger. Oh. I have freckles for the first time in my life all over my body. And I used to not be ginger, but a little Irish coming out. So I wish I was ginger. The sass is real. I bet you Nunu looks like she probably runs-ish. Nunu looks like the boss. You know what I mean? Oh, of course, Erica. Of course, Erica. Thank you for popping in, all of you. We're getting real close to a year of the channel being the channel. While this channel's been in existence for a long time, I haven't been active on it until the last year. It was just a place for me to post some aesthetic edits and art. During COVID, it became a whole thing. Yeah, like, share, sub, guys. You guys have the time and are so inclined, throw a comment on the video. Interact with the channel in a healthy way. It really helps with the algorithm. Hey, yeah, please don't shade the channel. We get enough heat as it is. I'm a divisive individual. And, you know, big dude, big mood, you know what I mean? Damn, New York is going crazy. How did they breathe after this? How do they breathe after this? And how much are they renting tables at, like, the tops of these buildings out for? You know, there's so many, like, come at the top of the skyscraper party. Damn. And Macy's, it's brought to you by Macy's. This Macy's is a boat. Did we do anything yesterday, Erica? We hung out. We chilled hard. We went to go see some fireworks, but it started raining. My kiddo broke his arm. We hung around the house, though. You know, we do big stuff and see loud, big lights and shit all the time, every other day. So it was kind of nice to just have a night, like a relaxing night in, almost. The weather kind of forced us to. Out here in the desert. We're entering monsoon season, so it's gonna start not just raining, there's gonna be monsoons. Which my hill folk ass when I first moved out here was not ready for. I had no, like, I've seen rain and I'm used to a lot of rain, but when you say a lot of rain to me, it rains all day. This is a day amount of rain in 5 minutes. This is the year's rain for the desert. And it happens collectively over like a month in like 5-minute intervals. Just dropped. A cloud just fell on you. Heck yeah, Erica. Yeah, Erica, yeah, no, my dude broke it. Yeah, shout out my little dude, man. Maybe Mama's taking good care of him though. He's gonna be okay. Fracture in the, I think, upper part of his arm. Yeah. Ate food and spoiled a baby's what Erica did, man. That's what's up. We also ate food over here. I've been on a sausage kick, kielbasa, did some brats the night before. Some beer boiled brats. Boiled some brats and kilt lifter. And did our thing. I still have some burgers to make tonight, actually. I have some ground beef that week. I was going to do burgers and kill, but we ended up not even eating as much as we thought we would. When it's just 2 people, it's really, we don't go through all that. But we put on our swim stuff. We got new swim gear in case we got invited to a function, but the function was canceled because of the rain. We went out to go swim when we thought there wasn't rain, and it started raining. So we just literally laid around watching Game of Thrones in our swim gear yesterday. I just checked on my kiddo, and I'm sure she had a fire she put out at work. I'm sure she ended up working in some degree, but it was like almost like we didn't. It was like it was a day off for realsies. Yeah, look like the ortho's saying 4 to 6 weeks for my dude to recover. You'll get there, bud. You got this. So sorry. You know. It's almost like we're a function of time is setting new precedents of pain. And it's one of just the most painful elements of being a parent, watching someone experience the worst thing that's ever happened to them, you know, over and over and over and over. It's painful. It sucks. I feel so bad for him, and I remember what it's like to have to living, you know what I mean? It sucks so bad. But right, an almost day off. Gotta love those. That's, you know, Erica, for us, it's like that, and it's become so chill, our environment lately, that it's not even a fucking day. It's not even like, I'm at the point where if it's not like 3 shifts and I gotta set up the theater like it's a movie theater with all the chairs and shit, then I'm fine. I'm having a good day. I love it. Most of it's because of the cool people, mutual interests. I'm hopefully gonna start doing some anything else too. I like working anywhere where I can't cross train into everything. So I'm interested in literally everything where I work. It's all stuff I dreamed of being around my whole life, and I think that was a big part of what was always in the way with other jobs I've had. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Yeah. It's also one of the situations where, man, I had some rough and tumble grandparents. My grandparents had this saying, no blood don't count. And it's like, dude, sometimes you can break bones, there's no blood. Sometimes that does very much count. So yeah, check your kids out. Don't let that go down. Don't let it happen like that. See, we still have a few more minutes to kill, guys. I'm gonna do 2 hours today on news dump, and then I'm gonna move into I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna stream some more though. I just don't feel like doing news dump all day. It's all sad news. It's been sad news. The plan is to binge crack 2 hours all the time, minimum. So you get the minimum today, guys. But that doesn't mean you aren't appreciated and your dollar doesn't go very far. Particularly your dollars when spent through our sponsors on pillar.io/MURKradio. Check out BarkBox. Check out Atlas VPN. NordVPN. Ooh, snap. We changed our VPN recently. Gamefly. Battery Ship. Death Wish Coffee. Erica, your coffee showing up yet? We need that coffee to just get there. It needs to be there now. I don't know what it tastes like. Sorry, my gum's flying out of my mouth. I got Airheads watermelon gum like I'm a child. It's got micro candies. And it's, you know, I miss watermelon cigarettes. So honestly, it's just, I'm doing 2 horrible things at one time. I'm smoking cigarettes while chewing aspartame. Is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, check your tracking, Erica. Hopefully it's on the way, no issues. I want some of this Death Wish coffee. I'm about to just go get a coffee. I think I'm getting back into coffee. I think I need it. I think I'm at the... My age is really clawing at me. I'm really needing caffeine to get through a day more and more. Back on cigarettes. Oh. Justin, are you still with me by chance? Sorry, I have to screen in a weird way. There you are.
I'm good. I'm here.
Have you seen The Bear on Hulu?
I do not have Hulu.
Man, I gotta see if I can get you hooked up. Dude, there's a series called The Bear on Hulu, and it is what it's like to work in a kitchen. It is the best kitchen series I've ever seen. Like, it's a drama. It's really well done. Huh?
So it sounds painful.
It is painful. Like, you really see the sweat and work, pain, the heated temperaments. So mad you throw a plate. Yeah.
I feel like it'd be one of those shows I would just cringe through the entire show.
It gives you this, like, almost shonen level of love for the main character, because he's a highly skilled, like trained hot shit chef, and he's inherited his brother's like sandwich shop, which is folding. It's like in debt. It's doing bad. But if anybody could save it, it'd be him. And yeah, it's just like there's a moment where somebody says, they just simply say, they respond to him with "heard, chef," and it gave me goosebumps, because it's like his crew, it's starting this like fucking not professional crew, they're starting to click to some of this foreign stuff that he's bringing around to them, which is actual kitchen stuff. You know what I mean? What an actual professional kitchen is like. He's training them and training them well, and watching it stick is just interesting, man. It's like, it's almost like a spiritual successor to Food Wars. Like, what if like they just stick the chef kid from Food Wars in a restaurant in Southside Chicago that's in debt, you know? We don't change the ways. Yeah, they don't. The system, Erica.
So is it like a reality TV show? Is it a fictional show? Is it a non-fiction?
It's a fictional show. It's got the kid that played Lip from Shameless as the main character. So it's like a gritty, real. It reminds me of like an FX drama, but like Shameless. Like, I don't know, high paced, high energy, very Chicago, gritty. But it's not a reality show. It's like it's a show shot with the realism of Shameless. So it's a functional kitchen. You can tell. Like, if you've worked kitchens, if you've been through a culinary program, if you've been to culinary school, you'll see you'll see the changes he's making too. Like, they put way too much love and detail into it too. Like, it's so good. If you're a cooking nerd, which I know a lot of you are. Cooking with Zimmy always is a hitter, dude. Like, Zimmy changed our pasta game forever. It does.
I still make my sauce.
Oh yeah, still, yeah. No, I'm not. If I'm getting a fresh tomatoes, if they look good, as opposed to a jar, for sure. Yeah, Erica says watch it, Justin. I'm telling you, yeah, we'll find a way to get him some Hulu. I believe it's a Hulu original, which is funny because, again, it vibes like an FX or a Showtime. Like, it's the quality of, like, it's even higher.
There's so much crossover on those production teams and stuff now that there might be someone who worked on it.
Yeah. There has to be some like. They're also, it's a very Chicago story, so it's funny that the dude from Shameless, the dude that plays Lip, is just playing another Chicago story. But it's also one of those shows that I told Lux, like, we have to go, like, get some, like, you got to decide what you want for dinner, because this show's going to fire me up and I'm going to cook something. I'm going to cook this shit out of something. So she's not complaining. It's just high energy and high pace, so it's one of those shows you have to engage with too, because so much happens so fast. Somehow they like, a 45-minute episode genuinely feels like 22 minutes, like at times. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, Erica, then why did he leave it to you? Meaning the restaurant. Yeah. No, there's moments that genuinely make you forget they're acting. Like, it almost feels like a reality show. You're like, oh my god. No, it's well performed. There was a what does he call him? Snyder Cut watching cucks. There's something that Michael says in front of Carmi to the crowd that's there to play ball breaker. This probably sounds foreign to people who haven't watched The Bear. But he says something that makes the actor break for like 2 seconds, and they left that shit in, and it was endearing. Like, there's, because it was a genuinely funny line. You could tell it was improv. Oh. But guys, it's that time. I'm gonna go ahead and roll on out, figure out what we're doing next. Probably game or something like that. Again, I wasn't expecting to have the day off, but it's lunchtime over here, so I'm gonna grab some lunch. We're gonna shake off the news. Just shake it off. take off the news, move on with our day, shake it out. We did it together. Like, comment, subscribe.
We got through it.
Yeah, we got through it. We're gonna
Comment
keep.
if you can.
Yeah, comment if you can. We're gonna keep getting through. It might be locked. I might need to open that back up. I've been telling people to comment while it's still shut down. Anyway, we're gonna roll out of here. And Facebook, what's up? We're still on Facebook too. We see you back there, Facebook. Facebook's in the back, like, I'm here too, bro. You can please shout me out. Like, yeah, we're shout out Facebook, whatever. Later, Justin. It's been a pleasure. Erica, giving you some nucks. Everybody, thoughts, prayers, positive energy to Malik, who is in Milwaukee in a coma, victim of a shooting over an argument over a belt. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Shake off the news. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do it for Sassy.
Thank you.